Today, we're on the Greenwood County Kansas docket of Judge Phyllis Webster's court. It was a long day for Judge Webster, and it started strong with a few laughs. There was a frequent flyer SovCit defendant who appeared by telephone because he was under Army court-martial for desertion. Law Talk. With Mike covered that case. Link is in the description. Here we have 3 short matters much more typical of a traffic and control docket. Roll footage, LawNerds.
We will be on the record in 2024 TR 722, State of Kansas versus Brandon Lee Cole. Assistant County Attorney Paul E. Dean for the state. Sir, are you Brandon Cole?
Yes, ma'am, I'm here.
Brandon Lee Cole appearing in person and pro se. Mr. Cole, you are looking at DUI and expired tag and speeding, and you were here December 17th. You were going to hire an attorney. Where's your attorney? Did you decide not to have an attorney?
No, ma'am. I'm hiring Chris Ambrose, and I've got 3/4 of my bill paid. He said that he got in contact and let somebody know that I have hired him, and that he asked me to ask for a continuance until that is fully paid. Of the $2,800 I owe him another $700. And I don't know if this counts for anything. For the expired license or the expired tag, I took in the proof. The sticker was just missing, but the tag was current. I don't know if that matters.
Right. Well, Mr. Ambrose he'll look into that for you.
Oh, okay.
And is there I don't know if you're the one that talked to Mr. Ambrose or not, Mr. Dean, but is there any objection to continuing this case at the defendant's request for this reason?
No, Your Honor. It sounds like he's making it. Mr. Ambrose may have contacted my office, but with everything going on, I've not had an opportunity to speak directly with him on that. But everything Mr. Cole's stating sounds like an accurate. Like he's taking care of what he needs to as far as retaining counsel.
I have I asked for some receipts from him so I could send them if I need to anybody. And then I also completed my drug and alcohol evaluation.
Cole.
Okay,
I'm fine, Mr. Cole. I don't oppose setting this over. We could set it over 2 weeks. I don't know whether Mr. Ambrose would be available at that time, Your Honor, but we could set it over 2 weeks, and if he needs to make a continuous request upon entry, he can do so then.
Sure. So, Missy, when do you want to continue this?
Yeah, we could do February 14th, or we could go out to February 28th.
14th.
You think
14th?
Okay.
At 9 o'clock.
14th, 9 a.m. So, Mr. Cole, I trust you're on bond.
Yes, ma'am.
And I will continue that $10,000 professional or personal surety. I'm not sure if it's professional or personal. But in any event, it's continued. Make sure you don't drink alcohol or use illegal drugs, and stay in touch with your attorney and be back here with that attorney by Zoom, February 14th, 9 a.m.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You may go. You don't
I
need
was just going to let you know whether or not I should be able to. It's a professional surety, yes. So.
Thank you. Do you need to go over a journal entry with him or anything, Mr. Dean?
I can.
It's up to you if you can.
Mr. Cole, just briefly, essentially all I do is do a fill-in-the-blank journal entry that'll have your case number and just that you requested a continuance to allow you to finish hiring counsel. I don't have it completed yet, but you can waive your signature and just trust that I'm not going to put on anything out there other than what we're talking about, which I'm not going to.
Okay.
Doesn't mean no good or any benefit to anyone else for me to just make things up on it.
Yes, sir. I trust you. Thank you.
Wait a minute. Is that a smile on Judge Webster's face? This case was clearly very early on her docket today.
Thank you.
Thank you. On the record in 2023 TR 170, State of Kansas versus Zach Wayne Ashlock. Paul E. Dean for the state. Mr. Ashlock, are you here?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Mr. Ashlock appearing in person and pro se. And you are here on driving while suspended, failing to provide required information at an accident, and failing to report that accident. When you were here, December 17th, you were going to hire an attorney. Have you done that?
No, I haven't, ma'am.
What's your intention?
I just soon, just get this settled.
Well, I'm not sure what that means. I would remind you, you do have the right to hire an attorney. If you cannot afford to hire an attorney, you can apply and see if you qualify for court appointed. Or you can waive your right to a hearing and proceed on your own behalf. I'm sorry, not waive your right to a hearing, waive your right to an attorney and proceed on your own behalf.
Your Honor, he may be. I don't see it right. Well,
Or
he's
yes,
potentially eligible for a diversion based upon his driving record. I don't see any convictions, and so I'm not asking you to make any statements about that. But it would appear that you're potentially eligible to do so. But that's your personal decision as to whether you want to attempt that.
Right. I had my attorney hired, and then I got the COVID, and I was down like 2 weeks, and I didn't get back with him. And then I found out he's retiring and not coming to Greenwood County. So,
must be Gail Jensen.
yes, ma'am.
He thinks he's retiring. Every time he thinks he's retiring,
When
he
did
gets
Gail
back.
say he was retiring? That's not going to be.
There, it just happened again.
He's been saying that for several years. I think
Okay,
before I even took the bench. So who knows? But I never remember he was overwhelmed with a bunch of homicides in Montgomery County, and he said as soon as he got those done, he was done. And I think that's about 5 or 6 years ago.
Well, that's good. Let's keep him doing that then. He can just keep on staying unretired, but saying he's going to retire.
Yeah, let him think he's retired. Okay. So do you want me to give you some more time to look into this or what? I'm sorry, I was
Well, my question to you on this case is I was never charged with any kind of traffic ticket or anything.
well, you should have
all brought up on hearsay, so that was my question.
When you have the right to set this for a trial, sir, that's
right.
Right.
And you can either use an attorney or represent yourself if you want. But I just need to know what we're going to do on this, if you're representing yourself or if you're going to try to find another attorney.
Well, let me try to find another attorney because I'm pretty uneducated. So.
Okay.
I think that would be your best. I think you'd be best served if you went that route, sir.
Right.
Well, and you think you're able to hire, that you don't need to apply for court appointed,
Well,
right?
no, that they told me that before the court reported deal, and then I didn't know the procedure or nothing.
What I tell you, contact the court. You can do that through the clerk or through Missy, and get an application if you want, and you can fill that out between now and your next hearing date, and we'll at least know if you qualify or not.
Okay.
All right. So
Let me check in to see though what I can do on my own. You know.
yeah. See if you
But
can.
the courthouse closed down today anyway. So.
Yes, it is. See if you can twist Gail's arm to. I don't know. I shouldn't say that because I know he really is trying to retire.
I know, but she
Or
said
he says he is.
right. He said he's not wanting anything in Greenwood County. So
Well, there you go.
there I go.
Okay. Well, how much time do you think you need to figure out your attorney situation?
Oh, what is the day? The last day of the month, right?
All right.
I ought to be able to get something done by the 15th of February or know something by then.
Well, I have the 14th of February or the 28th. You want to try 28?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Be back here February 28th at 9 a.m.
Okay.
And that can be by Zoom again.
Will it be here or maybe back in the courthouse?
Well, if you want to come to the courthouse, you can. Or if if you feel comfortable using a computer at home or somewhere else or a telephone, you can do that.
Sir, we should be back in the courthouse.
They said
Today
they're
should be
working
the
on
only day the courthouse is closed in the state. Literally had to do saw through the floor on the first floor near the entrances to get to some plumbing issues. And the commissioners decided it best served to try to get it all done in one shot and just close
Right.
everything down, so they weren't trying to work after hours for multiple days with things torn up as people are trying to come in. And so
So this is
should be
February
good.
the 28th at 9 a.m., right?
Right.
Okay.
All
The
right.
same thing that I told the other gentleman, although I've actually got yours filled out. It's got the case name, state versus you, the case number, the date that you were here.
I think
that
I
you
have
appeared
that.
via Zoom and that you appeared pro se. I've stricken out that you waived counsel. Indicated that the next date's February 28th at 9 a.m., that this is a continuance at your request, and the speedy trial time is therefore charged against you, and nothing else is marked. And if you're agreeable with it, I'll put an S/ for your signature, and I'll sign the document. It will get filed with the court to show that that's what we did today.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Right. If there's nothing further, you are excused from these proceedings today, Mr. Ashlock.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. We'll continue the bonds.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Here we have a type of case we see a lot in Judge Webster's court. A pay or appear case. Busted Betty here definitely doesn't want to serve 5 more days in jail, but she has trouble saying the word yes to the prosecutor's generous offer.
We'll now be on the record in 2024 TR 80, State of Kansas versus Betty J. Bennett. Mr. Paul for the state, is Betty Bennett here?
Right here.
All right, you apparently weren't able to pay your case either.
No, I tried to explain to Mr. Pog last time. I don't have a job. I applied for disability and I'm taking care of my mom. She's been on hospice. They put her on hospice and they gave her 3 to 6 months. And we're going on 3.5 months now. So I don't have a job and I filed for disability. And I tried to explain that to him last time. And he said just to come here if I don't pay and ask for a continuance.
Your Honor, based upon that statement of facts by Ms. Bennett, Your Honor, feel free to cut me off whenever you want, but the state's position, not doing this as punishment, but our pay or appear docket is not designed to monitor people and kind of work through a payment plan. Understand your circumstances completely. My mother just came off of hospice, the way that ends.
Exactly. It's an unfortunate reality of life that we eventually lose our parents. It happens to all of us. Mr. Dean is able to fulfill his obligations, as are most other people who eventually face the same life-changing event. So, why can't Busted Betty? If I had $1 for every time I heard the death in the family or taking care of sick grandma excuses today, I could buy a chalupa.
I would recommend that the parties agree to modify this to reporting probation. That would allow you a 12-month payment plan. Generally, they allow you to report by Zoom, phone, etc. They may need you to come in and make sure you're complying with things in person as well. You'll just have to do as they direct. But I think under those circumstances, you're talking about a long time frame.
I mean, I just need a couple more months and I can get it paid off.
Here's the thing.
I just haven't been.
That's not what I'm hearing. No disrespect, but this would give you time to make those payments. I'm talking to give you time to make those payments, and if you get it paid off early in a couple of months, you can ask the court to terminate that reporting probation.
Okay.
All right, that will be, okay, so is that what you're agreeing to? Rather than facing revocation, you're agreeing to transfer to reporting probation for 12 months?
I don't even live in Kansas. I live in Arkansas.
Well,
That's what I'm saying.
well, I can bring you back to Kansas and have you serve your sentence. That's not.
But I don't want to serve my sentence. That's the thing. I don't want to go to jail.
That's why I'm asking you.
I was trying to explain that I can't.
Ma'am.
Listen, Betty, Judge Webster was in a great mood today until you showed up. She and the prosecutor are both extending you a lot of grace right now. You're using excuse after excuse, and those two folks ain't buying it.
Listen to me. That's why I'm asking you if you want to join in Mr. Dean's recommendation that you transfer to reporting probation, which could be by Zoom or whatever you work out with the probation, maybe by mail, reporting for 12 months or until you get this paid. Are you thinking that's a good idea, or do you think that revocation and serve your sentence is a good idea? How do you want me to do this? I'm agreeable.
If I get my payment off, then I can be off of probation as soon as I get it paid off. Is that what?
I would say that is certainly something that I would very, very strongly consider. Yes, to your question. Or at least go back to non-reporting, that you don't violate any laws for any remainder time you might have. But that would be the only condition, not to violate the law. So do you want to do that?
What is my sentence? 5 days in jail? No, I want to pay it. I don't want to go to jail. I just
Ms.
need to
Bennett,
well,
I don't think you're hearing us.
Yeah, I don't
I'm
think
making
so
a
either.
recommendation to change your sentence. This court is not designed to be monitoring how you're doing on your payment plan. This gives you the opportunity to make payments, not necessarily be reporting from Arkansas in person into Greenwood County, Kansas. This is giving you the opportunity to do that instead of me motioning the court saying, well, you didn't pay as directed pursuant to your non-reporting probation. Therefore, I think you should serve your sentence. I'm not saying that at all. What I'm trying to do is be respectful to you for the situation that you're going through and give you an opportunity for a greater time period. And it sounds like the court's agreeable with that, to make these payments. And if you can get it paid off in 60 days, make the payments and then send a written request to the court stating the case is paid and you would like the court to consider early termination of your probation, at which time I would not oppose that as long as you haven't picked up any new law violations and the case is paid. This is really to your benefit. I don't think you're seeing it
No, well, I didn't understand it, but yeah, that's what I'll do. Yeah.
All right.
And
Now,
your sentence, just so you're aware, was a 30-day sentence. So unless you want to come back and serve 30 days in Kansas,
I'll do that.
This would be the best opportunity for you to get this taken care of and also be with your mother during this.
all right, so I'm transferring this to reporting probation. So you'll have to call the probation office and set up how they want you to do this, either by Zoom or mail or telephone. 316, are you writing it down?
Yeah, I am.
316-341. If they're closed for lunch, call after lunch. 12:07 Kansas time. Now then, you're going to have to pay a $60 supervision fee. I'm going to order that be added to it. But otherwise, the probation is for 12 months. And Mr. Paul, is there anything else I need to address on this matter?
No, Your Honor, and I will state I may have given you the incorrect date or a time frame as far as what your controlling sentence was, because I actually don't have the file and I looked in the wrong file. So, but you should have a journal entry that shows that the amount of days that have been suspended on the case.
No, you haven't changed addresses or anything recently that we need to know about?
No, and it said 5 days in jailtown.
I think that might be indeed what it is. So do you want to come serve the 5 days and I can transfer this to collections? Nope.
No, ma'am. No,
All right. Then work closely with probation. Whatever they expect you to do, that's what you'll do.
Okay, yes, ma'am.
All right. Thank you. You may go at this time.
This is another pay or appear case. It seems Kansas has it set up where you can choose to pay your traffic ticket, or you can tell them to stick it by not paying, and then delivering excuse after excuse to a judge so you can get another 30 days to not pay. Rinse and repeat.
Cheever on the record in 2024 FG11, State of Kansas versus William Z. Cheever. Paulie Dean for the state. Is Mr. Cheever here?
I see him there, Your Honor.
All right, William Cheever, if you want to join us. This is a pay or appear as well. And he shows 208. Mr. Cheever, you didn't pay anything on your case, or did you?
I have not, Your Honor. I've had a little bit of a hard winter, and I just need a little bit more time.
How much have you paid to date?
I haven't paid anything towards it.
Have you had any work or jobs at all?
I'm trying to sell a little bit of wood, but the rain delayed me.
No, we haven't had much rain, have we? Just today?
Uh,
Well, in any event, so what is your proposal so that I don't have to have you serve your sentence? Do you think you'll get a job? You'll be able to pay this? Your total is 208. Can you make any kind of good faith payment on it? Mr. Dillon?
I am unable to today, Your Honor.
Sure. Okay, I'm
But
sure.
you
if
have
it-
this paid by February 28th at 11 o'clock.
Can you do that? February 28th at 11?
Yes, Your Honor.
All
I
right.
don't oppose continuance of Mr. Cheever's request to February 28th at 11 for prayer appear.
All right, Mr. Cheever, I'm gonna do that, but make sure you don't just ignore it.
Okay, thank you.
Do everything you can to take care of it. All right, well, thank you, Mr. Cheever. You may go.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. We took care of Michelle Turner.
And now for one final tidbit. If you haven't seen my video called Judge Webster Doesn't Like Being Second Bench, you should check it out. I'll leave a link in the description. In that video, prosecuting attorney Jill Gillette was notably absent, and Judge Webster was none too happy about it. Today, it seems that Ms. Gillette is on her absolute best kiss-ass behavior, and everybody is just happy it's Friday. Well, everyone except the defendant sitting in the can another weekend.
Can you hear the digging?
No, you're in the courthouse. That's right. Is it as loud as they said it was gonna be?
It's loud. I wondered if you guys could hear it, so.
Well, we're not in the building. They told us they were shutting the building down and to get out.
Yeah,
So, but you,
had other meetings come in for, so.
okay. Yeah, that's why I'm doing the remote again. And I always have one issue after another when I try to do remotes. Other people do it, but I just love it. But
I normally would have taken all my files yesterday, but I had to be here anyway. So.
well, as you know, I have enough trouble there when Missy's with me, guiding me, but then you take me and stick me in one place and her in another, and I have trouble.
Thank you for watching. If you enjoy watching this content, please like and subscribe. It helps new channels like this one gain exposure. There is a lot more good court to come, so if you like what you saw, tell your friends. If you didn't, tell me, and let me know what you'd like to see and how I can improve. Thanks.